that we have done a good job. So the three elements are the brand name, the brand icon, and the brand slogan. Those are the three elements. Now, let's talk how to choose them properly, how to develop them properly, all right? So, allow me to switch to my whiteboard for me to better explain this, all right? So, in terms of the brand name, what is really critical, what is really important here is that that brand name is available in a website like GoDaddy. I use GoDaddy. In other words, what is really critical here is that the domain name, the www.schoolofdigital.com or .com.au, depending on the market that you want, is available. If the domain name is not available, then you cannot use it. Seriously, it's just a waste of time. In these COVID-19 times, you need to be super effective in terms of what you do. So you need to make sure that the name is available. I was talking this morning about a business with a colleague of mine, and he was telling me, hey, the new business I will have is called Fauto. All right. And I was, wow, that's a really good name. I love it. Yeah, because it's a financial company about automotive, about cars. And I was like, wow, of course, it makes sense. Fauto. All right? And then the conversation ended. What I did at the end of the conversation, I went to GoDaddy and I checked Fauto. Fauto.com, fauto.com.au, and guess what? Obviously, they bought it. They bought that domain name. Why? Because it was available at the time they bought it. But imagine if they just gathered, my colleague with his partners, and then they go and they say, yes, let's call the company Fauto. Such a good name, beautiful. Let's check it out. Let's go to GoDaddy. Wow, no good news. Somebody took it. Not a good name. Unless you are willing to pay for whatever amount of money, the person that is owning that domain name is charging, unless you are able to pay for that money, which could be anything between $100 up to $75,000 or even millions, depending on the name, unless you are willing to pay for that, you need to find a different brand name, guys. So that is something that is important. It's not just about coming up with a catchy name. That's half of the job. What you guys need to do as well is you need to make sure that unique name, that idea that you have came up with is free, is available in GoDaddy. If it's not free, it's because someone bought it. And you know what will happen if you insist in having that brand? That in the future, if you position that brand, that person can take advantage of that positioning by developing a website that somehow mimics the job that you do. And the market will get confused. And eventually, a portion of that market, 50-60%, that are confused, they will go with that person that bought just the domain name. You did the whole job in order to position that brand in the market, and the other person is eating the lunch that you just cook. Don't allow that to happen. So, first advice, very important to you guys. Those of you who are just starting with a business. If you are looking for a brand name, yes, of course, has to be catchy, of course, has to be unique, of course, somehow has to be orientated to what you do, of course, all right? All of that, that's something that we all know, all right? But make sure the domain name is available in one of these websites that are for people like you and I to buy domains.